The Henry Ford Museum is a massive collection of historical exhibits showcasing innovation and culture in America. Come with us as we show you iconic items like the Model T car, Abraham Lincoln's Ford theater chair, the Rosa Parks bus, George Washington's bed, the first planes that flew to the North and South Poles, JFK's presidential limousine, the Ford Rouge Factory tour, and more. This is Magellan.
And this is Greyhound.
Where we make videos about epic road trips, kayaking, hiking, and other outdoor adventures.
This is part of our epic 3-week road trip where we visited all 5 of the U.S. Great Lakes. Located near Detroit and Dearborn, Michigan, the Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation was founded in 1929 by Ford himself with his own already impressive collection. Like other museums, it's split up into sections and we plan to give you a flavor of each. It'll take you several hours to see everything.
The presidential vehicles are one of the first exhibits you'll see. This is President Ronald Reagan's car. President John F. Kennedy was shot and killed in this on November 22, 1963 in Dallas, Texas. Known as the Sunshine Special, this car was used by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. President Theodore Roosevelt used this before it was replaced by a Ford Model A.
Driving America is one of the largest sections of the museum, consisting of just about everything from cars, campers, and buses to old drive-in theater signs, diners, and gas pumps. Let's start with a few of the classics.
With a capacity of 1,175 gallons, this truck brought gasoline from refineries to local Texaco service stations. This sign was at the entrance of a drive-in movie theater that could fit 800 cars. This sign is from a McDonald's franchise in Madison Heights, Michigan. McDonald's ushered in the fast food era with assembly line speed and low prices. At first, we thought this was just an exhibit, but apparently they do serve vintage-style food from the era. It was just not open the day we went.
Here's one car that was developed to go to third world nations and deal with the rugged environment. It never made it to mass production though, probably because it was so weird looking.
Now for some old school camping options.
Wahoo!
This travel trailer from 1935 was actually used by Pulitzer Prize-winning Charles Lindbergh. And this is one of the motorhomes from On the Road, a 1975 show from CBS. The next section is for the hot rod lovers out there.
Designed to win the 24 Hours of Le Mans, an endurance racing event in France, this puppy went nearly 136 miles per hour and beat out Ferrari by 32 miles. After World War II, hot rod enthusiasts began using the spent fuel tanks from fighter planes to make vehicles like this one. The tear-shaped body of the tank was ideal for racing speed.
So this car, the Goldenrod, held the record for 25 years of the longest land race vehicle at over 400 miles per hour.
This was the second vehicle to drive across the United States coast to coast.
I'm going to ask them up front if I can take this one home with me. Nearby the several automobile sections is the railroad section. This is the third most powerful steam locomotive ever built.
Check it out how big this thing is.
Faced with competition from autos, this streetcar only needed one person to operate instead of the usual two.
Yo, check this out. This is like the biggest snowplow I've ever seen.
Who doesn't love toy train sets? Or M&Ms? That's a very small wiener.
The Heroes of the Sky section is an incredible collection of historical planes and airplane exhibits.
Along with the Model T, Henry Ford also tried his hand at making affordable mass-produced airplanes.
While the claim is under dispute, this plane, named the Josephine Ford, was the first to be flown over the North Pole by Richard Byrd. This plane was the first to be flown over the South Pole, also by Richard Byrd. It was named after Floyd Bennett. This replica highlights the first flight in an airplane made by Orville and Wilbur Wright on December 17, 1903. The original is located in the National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C.
Due to its strange design, this could land vertically like a helicopter, but not take off vertically, and it was used to gather news.
The next section features exhibits and items during significant periods of U.S. history. These chests were known as canteens and would have contained tea, liquor, spices, and tableware, befitting Washington's rank as general. This is one of only 200 copies made by Secretary of State John Quincy Adams. Lincoln was sitting in this chair when he was fatally shot at Ford's Theater on April 14, 1865.
One of the museum's more famous items is the Rosa Parks bus. On this bus, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat to a white bus rider, a pivotal moment of the American Civil Rights Movement. This banner was used in rallies in 1910.
Made in America is actually made up of two sections, manufacturing and power. Because there were over 10,000 parts in the Model T, the assembly line's productivity revolutionized manufacturing. This is where you can see how a Model T was constructed. Pretty rad. Your Place in Time shows various inventions from different generations.
In 1983, a rumor surfaced that the failing Atari company had buried hundreds of thousands of unsold copies of its arguably worst video game ever, E.T., in the New Mexican desert. In 2014, this urban legend was proven true, and these are some of the remains. The Dymaxion House was created by architect R. Buckminster Fuller as the lightest, strongest, most cost-effective home ever.
What a weird house. I want one of these. This is so cool looking.
Mathematica is a section devoted to, well, math. The coolest feature is probably the probability machine. The fully furnished section showcases American furniture from 1670 to present.
The agriculture section showcases various farming implements.
And that's a very big wiener.
After after this, we decided to take a tour of the Ford Rouge Factory, at one time the largest integrated factory in the world. Disappointment alert, we can't show you inside the factory itself since it's prohibited, but we can still show you a lot.
You'll first take a shuttle from the Henry Ford Museum that takes about 15 minutes.
We're on our way to the Ford Factory tour.
You'll arrive and soon see a statue of Henry Ford. Inside, you'll see a variety of classic vehicles that you'll have more time to explore afterwards. These are pretty sweet. You'll then watch a short film and an awesome 3D projection mapping experience before heading up to check out a great view of the entire Ford Rouge complex, to include the large living roof. If you're interested in seeing these tours, only the Henry Ford YouTube channel shows them. It's self-guided and it takes quite a bit of time to get through, but it's fascinating. We couldn't hit everything and we couldn't show you everything, but hopefully this gives you an idea of what to expect.
In our next video, we'll be heading up to spend some time in the year-round Christmas city of Frankenmuth. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the trails or in the water.